Hi Collective, it's Intuitive Pisces Moon and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you've been here for a while, I do appreciate you coming back every time. Really, I do. I appreciate your energy exchange, everyone who stops by. So today I want to focus on the journey within. So that is what we are called here today. That's what we need to focus on. And that's what I'm going to dive deeper into today. So if that sounds good to you, great. If not, this might be a subject that triggers you. It is what it is. You know, we have to get the messages out and we have to get the journeying on its way. So that's what we're here to do today. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's jump right in. I hope you are all having a fabulous day. And if you're not, that you have used your tools to get through it anyways. Because it doesn't matter what life throws at you, you can always throw something back. All right. So, today what I want to jump into, we're going to start with repair, evolution, growth. Okay, and then we're just going to dig deeper into layers into those things. So what collectively are we being asked to focus on at this time as part of our journeys to ourselves? Okay, you can think of it that way. It's not about fixing ourselves. It's not about, anything being wrong with us. Okay, we are whole and we need to see ourselves that way. So what I'm here to do is to help us understand that better, because there are so many of us who just feel we're broken or that we're incomplete in some way. And that is just not true. Just like the moon, we all have phases, and it doesn't matter what phase of the moon that we're in, we're whole no matter what. We just might have parts of us hiding. So the journey within is to locate all those parts that are hiding, shine light on it, and let ourselves glow in our whole selves. All right. So Spirit, let's tap into that energy for today. Tell me, what do we need to focus on for our journeys within? All right, we have creativity and discovery. One of the ways the divine wants to connect with you is through creative expression. It gets you out of your busy mind to feel, listen, and know how best to flow the energy through you. You're being called to tap into your creative side to reconnect and discover many talents. Be open to the process and let it flow without judging yourself. I love that as a first card. So, what excites you? What brings you joy? What is something that you can use to flow your energy into? Okay? Whether it is positive or negative, again, there's no judgment here. So if you do have negative energies right now, that's totally fine. But you're being asked to channel it into something. Okay? So if you are an artist and you make dark, scary, brooding art, great. That probably will help someone else on their journey, because they're going to relate to that feeling, because the way you feel is being expressed into something. Okay? So whatever it is that you feel creative about, that you want to put your energy into something, do it. And it doesn't matter what that looks like. Even if you've never been an artist and just suddenly one day you decide you want to paint a picture or draw something, pick it up and do it, because it's not about the finished result that matters. It's about the process. And that's exactly what the journey inward is. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, that one wanted to come out. Passion ignited desire. I love this image. Look at that. That is an angel with her wings, and she's got just fire ablazing all around her. Live with passion by stepping into what feeds your soul and gives you joy. When you choose to make room for this in your life, the universe responds by creating opportunities that support your soul's purpose and passion. So there is a lot of fear around this. And actually, I'm going to use artist as a perfect example because I am an artist and I went to school for it. And I was told very specifically back then that the term starve an artist didn't come out of nowhere. Okay. There's no money in being an artist, and you'll never be rich, and you'll never blah, 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 blah. Okay. So the most important aspect of this journey within is to let go of the naysayers and what they have to say about your journey. It is yours and yours alone, and only you get to say whether this thing that you're pursuing is right for you or not. If you feel amazing doing something and it brings you passion and you are just so happy, do it. Don't let anybody stop you, because the people that are trying to stop you can't see this vision for themselves, and only you can trust your inner vision and where you're being led to and guided to. This is beautiful energy to start with. All right, let's get one more. One more, please. There we go. We have old conditioning release. Yep, I just said that. So this old conditioning is, again, these people who have came before you, who have lived this long life, done things whatever way they did them. They were conditioned to believe certain things, to do things certain ways. And here you come, a trailblazer, and they're like, I've tried that. That's not going to work. And you're like, you know what? It's going to work because I believe in it passionately, and I'm not going to give up until I accomplish what I want to accomplish. So it's time to release old conditioning and to step into a new way of being. The old story and past cycles of blame, shame, and guilt need to move out. Take inventory of what no longer resonates and what isn't your burden to carry. Unload what has been weighing you down. So that could be ancestral traumas, or I've even heard the term ancestral curses, and, maybe there is something to that, but I get more that it's kind of the conditioning and the trauma-related stuff. So as you begin to figure out what it is that you love to do and you start to ignite that passion towards it, it is going to call you to release some of this old stuff. And again, going back to the artist and this is the way it's always been. Nobody has ever made money being an artist, and you can't possibly do it because no one else has. Drop all that. Blame, shame, and guilt. It's not yours to carry. So you get to say, this is the choice I'm making, and I am going to move forward passionately because this is what lights my fire. Now, again, you may get a parental figure or even generations beyond that try to prevent you from doing it because they weren't able to do it. And sometimes that can make them envious and jealous and even fearful. Okay? But you don't need to carry any of that energy into this with you. That is not your burden to carry. That is their burden to carry. So the message that keeps coming up to me is regarding not taking on other people's karma. Okay? So there might be something karma related of a reason why somebody would be holding on to this stuff that they have not yet dealt with or cleansed or purged or released. But here you are doing it. And they just are blown away by how the heck could you possibly be doing it when I tried to do it and it didn't work for me. There is the bottom of the deck. Dreams realized, manifest. You have the power to create and manifest what you desire. When you choose to push outside of your comfort zone and have determination, your dreams become reality. Now is the time to take action and have a clear focus on what you want. The universe works with you to create it by using your manifesting power for your highest good. So this almost, again, feels like a progression. This is the end result here. You are manifesting your desires. First, you have to choose what it is that lights you up, then get super passionate about it, and then release any old toxic stuff that's hanging on from the past that, again, probably came from your ancestral line or upbringing or religion or societal norms, whatever it is. These are not your burdens to carry into this manifesting your reality. All right. Beautiful energy so far. So let's jump into... We're going to go into this deck. This is the Wild Mystic Oracle. And I'm going to tie each one of these phases to an animal. And we're going to see if we can get some advice on how to proceed with each of these steps. So let's start with the creativity and discovery. What do we have for this pile? Okay, we have determination, which I believe those are the salmon. That's also Pisces. Yep, so the fish. Then here we have energy, the hummingbird. And let's get one more here. And then protect. So the koala. All right. I'm going to read on these just because I feel like I love the things that this book gets into. It's got a lot of kind of shadow aspects, light aspects. All right. So again, this is the salmon, and it does tie into Pisces. All right. So the salmon are about swimming upstream. But it is an internal quest, and it is a hard one. And, you know, some people don't make it, and that's okay. That's what is tied to this old conditioning. Many people have tried to do this, and many people have failed. But here you come along saying, I'm not going to fail. I'm going to do this because I am determined. And this is what I love to do, and I'm passionate about it. Watch me succeed. This card represents determination and steadfastness. Salmon are migratory fish who spawn in freshwater, journey to the ocean, and then swim the long and difficult return upstream to their spawning ground, where they procreate and die. They are revered by the Celts, the Druids, and indigenous North Americans, often symbolizing wisdom, the cycle of the year, and renewal of the world. Their path home is treacherous, which predators such as bears, birds, and anglers stand in their way. But the salmon persevere despite these obstacles. The card is a symbol of hard-won achievement and willpower in the face of great odds. When the hummingbird card, which did come out, is a sprint, the salmon card is a marathon. This card is reassuring you that you are on the right path, even though it may seem treacherous, and urging you to stick by your convictions. The salmon's natural ability to find their way home may imbue this card with a feeling of return, navigation, and finding one's way back to a place of acceptance. So, I did say that. It's the journey back to yourself, okay? So if you think about salmon, you know, there is an abundance of salmon, and many, many, many do succeed, while many also do not. So you have to decide for yourself if you have the determination enough to get through this journey, or if you're just going to either quit or, you know, get eaten by a bear. The whole thing is that there are obstacles, and you know what the obstacles are. Even if you don't know what they are, you know that they're going to arise. And you know that you are set to run this marathon because you have prepared lifetimes for this journey. All right, so there's the shadow aspect of this. One shadow reading of the salmon card is the feeling of being lost on your path. Oftentimes we take new pathways, streams, and rivulets, and they seem like a new direction altogether. You might feel lost or like you have made a bad decision. Try not to focus on the feeling of deviation and instead focus on the journey. Rivers lead back to the sea eventually. Okay, Perfect. So that's for people who feel like, okay, I know what lights my soul up. I have made the decision to go forward, but I feel like somewhere along the way I may have gotten either sidetracked or lost or feel alone in this, okay? That may be true. So what they're saying is that, if all the salmon start here in this place and the ocean is out here somewhere, many of them may take this path or this path or this path or this path, or some may even branch off in other ways. The point is that eventually they all do lead back to the ocean, which we can consider the ocean our inner selves, So it doesn't matter what path you choose to take. There are no wrong paths in life. There are only paths that teach us lessons along the way and make us stronger for the journey. So, beautiful energy. I love it. And again, if you are a Pisces or you relate to Pisces in some way, Pisces are emotional, they're intuitive. So again, they trust that even though I am going through this journey and it seems treacherous, I am determined to succeed. All right, so let's get over to this hummingbird. All right, so this stands for energy. This card represents unbound energy and zeal. In Aztec mythology, the hummingbird god Huitzilopochtli, sorry if I mispronounced that, was the god of the sun, while Mayans considered the small jewel-like creatures to be the sun in disguise. The hummingbird card represents not only the energy of the sun that it produces, but also the energy that we take in it. It is both energy given and energy received. This card is excitement, enthusiasm, and unrelenting vitality. While the salmon card is a marathon, the hummingbird is a sprint. Just as hummingbirds have developed long beaks and tongues for the singular task of collecting nectar from long-necked flowers, the hummingbird card may symbolize a pinpointed, exact task at hand. However, this also might indicate tunnel vision and merciless hyperfixation. Excitement for a task does not always mean that it should be a priority. Interesting take. Let's get into the shadow reading before I dive deeper on that. So the shadow reading of this card warns against things going too fast. It is the candle burning at both ends and in the middle at the same time. This card cautions against creative, psychological, and spiritual burnout. It represents mania as well as inattentiveness and things falling to the wayside in the blur left behind. Okay. So it's interesting that passion and short sprints can have two meanings, okay? We want to prepare for the longevity of the journey with, training for a marathon per se. And this has to do with the collection of our life lessons and even our past life lessons, bringing them with us so that we are prepared to go through the whole journey. Then we have this passion ignited, which both cards here represent fire. It is fire, fire, fire. Fire burns quickly. Okay? Passion is fire and quick burning. The thing with passion is that it can be a very in and out energy. So we have to learn to control that fire and to utilize the quick bursts of energy to our benefit and not to allow it to make us stagnant or to be hyper focused on one thing. So if we're thinking about a marathon, you can imagine yourself, here's where I start, here's where I end. In the middle, you may get kind of stuck or tripped up, or maybe again you took a different path than the rest, and this is where you might feel alone or lost on your track. This is where the bursts of energy are going to come in to get you back on track. Now, again, just be careful with that because you don't want to get stuck in, like they said, tunnel vision. Okay, is there only one way to get through this? Likely not, but you might be hyperfixated on only the one way or the one outcome. So sometimes there might be something that you want so badly that you're failing to see the bigger picture of something. So you are hyper focusing on some small task or some outcome. So that is what we're being called to look at here, is use these bursts of energy to your benefit and to not allow them to get you feeling stuck or stagnant or alone. And again, you are never alone. So even if you feel lost or you feel that you've gotten off track, use this passion to reignite you to get back on the track that you feel that you should be on. And this is just very much a trust your intuition type of situation. All right, let's get over to this protect. That's a koala. So this card represents protection from harm and comfort in difficult times. This card encourages a caring and reassuring form of protection, often associated with caregivers. This card is the protection of a safe place, a thick blanket rather than a suit of armor. Despite its bear-like appearance, the koala is a marsupial. As with most marsupials, koalas care for their young using an abdominal pouch, keeping them safe, close, warm, and nourished. Koalas tend to avoid energy-heavy, hostile behavior unless it is necessary, but can be aggressive and territorial when forced. The koala card represents comforting protection. Sadly, many myths and legends of Australian Aboriginal people have been lost due to their recent tragic history. One surviving story from the Gumbaynggirr people of New South Wales is that of the Great Flood, in which a little boy uses koala intestines to create a bridge between the islands that emerged from receding flood waters. After the bridge was built, the people of Africa joined those of Australia, and the different Aboriginal tribes were born. Much like modern conservation efforts to keep the koala from extinction, this card promotes conservation of nature, protection of culture, and caring for others. The shadow reading. Koala gets very little energy from their diet. So the creatures conserve their energy through slow movement and regular rest. Consequently, the koala is often associated with laziness or lethargy. A shadow reading of this card may indicate protection without teeth. It is an offer of safety and comfort without sustaining the offer with action, care, effort, and defense. Okay. So again, two sides to this one. Because I am relating this old conditioning to ancestors, our ancestors are here to protect us. Okay? Living and or past. Doesn't matter. You feel that warm comfort from them. However, that warm comfort can come with them holding you back. So if they are trying to say, I'm just trying to protect you, and I say that with love, again, if they're trying to keep you from doing something, I'm just trying to protect you. You shouldn't go out there into the wild because it's too dangerous. I'm just trying to protect you. That could be something that could lead to the laziness, the lethargy, and just, again, the stopping of the journey altogether. Okay, it feels warm and comfy in my mom's pouch here. I really don't want to go out there because it's too dangerous, because that's what she said. But here you are with all this passion and this creativity, and you don't know where to put it. So it's up to you to decide how to move forward. What these cards are saying is, be prepared for the long journey, the marathon, if you will. Learn how to use your bursts of energy, and also learn how to rest when you need to. And not only that, but not to let people hold you back. Because it can get awfully comfortable in the arms of the koala because you feel safe. But are you progressing? Are you growing? Are you doing what it is you need to do? Or are you being stuck? Blame, shame, and guilt. And I'll tell you this too. Some parents hold their children back on purpose from doing any particular thing because they have their own vision for you. So let's just say you have a parent that wanted to be a doctor, or maybe is a doctor and wants that for you. So either their failed attempt at being a doctor is their way of pushing their dream on you because they couldn't do it. And now they want you to be the doctor because they see all this passionate energy and this creativity. They might be trying to force you or pigeonhole you into something they want you to be. The other hand is, again, if they are a doctor, now you must do the family legacy. You must do this because this is what our family does. We're from a long line of doctors. We are all doctors, so you must also be a doctor. And I'm using doctor just because, that is a typical thing. Lawyer could be in there. It could be the family business. Maybe there's a hardware store. Yep, you're going to own this hardware store because I own it, and my grandpa owned it, and my great-grandpa owned it, and it's been here since the beginning of time. Maybe you're a horse farmer. I don't know. But whatever it is, you have to decide for yourself whether you're going to live your own dream and do your own thing, or sit here in this energy and never get up and just kind of rest in the comfort of safety. So the lesson here is to learn when to do these things. When is it time to travel upstream? When is it time for these short bursts of energy? And again, think about the salmon's journey. There might be a period of time where it's just flat, 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 flat. It's easy, it's easy, it's easy, it's easy. Then you might get to a very treacherous part of the waters where almost you have to climb uphill against rocks, and again, against bears and other predators. That's when you need to encourage your bursts of energy. Then after that hard part is done and you're back to kind of the flat parts, the stream parts, that might be your time to rest. But either way, you are balancing your energy for this long journey ahead. All right, let's get some tarot. And I'm not going to use these for the piles. I just want to get a general message. Give me something to go with this. All right, we have the Ten of Wands. Yep, I'm relating that to the heavy burdens. It's time to release those heavy burdens, okay? You can't carry them with you because this journey is too difficult. Imagine the fish going up the stream and trying to do all this stuff against all odds, against predators, against obstacles. And at the same time, like this man here trying to carry a bunch of stuff while doing it. That is making your journey so much more difficult than it needs to be. So you're being called to let it go. Release the burdens, okay? This is not yours to carry. You don't need to feel obligated to take this journey with, I'm calling it the baggage. You don't have to take the baggage with you, okay? And then we have the Tower. The Tower. Let's clarify the Tower. Let's clarify this Tower, please, Spirit. The Eight of Wands. Okay. Interesting. So the Tower came out and I tried to relate it to this reading and I couldn't find a way, which is why I needed clarification. But the fact that I have the Eight of Wands here and the Eight of Hazards. Yes. Okay. 8-8. I also saw 808 earlier, if that relates to anybody. So this tower actually is not your tower. It is not your tower. What's crumbling is this old conditioning. And possibly the tower moment is happening to your ancestors, to your living relatives, or anybody that told you you couldn't do it. Hey, that did not work for me, so it's not going to work for you. But look at this. You have a ton of opportunities coming to you. 8 wands coming towards you. That's all opportunities, and it's fast moving. 8 of Pentacles is about honing your skill and your craft and working hard towards it. Is that what was missing from what your ancestors tried to do? Maybe they just gave up. I tried to do 2 of the 10 steps and I didn't make it, so I gave up. You're like, nope, I'm going to keep going because I am persevering and I have this passion and the determination. So that's what this tower is. It is not your tower to bear, okay? What's crumbling is this old conditioning. All right, let's keep going here. All right, we have the 6 of Wands. Yes, you are going to be victorious. You don't have to worry. You're not going to be one of the dead fish along the way that a bear eats or that gets stuck in a net or something. Here's the reason. It's because you're building solid foundations for yourself. And you're creating happiness for your damn self. I love this reading. This reading is so empowering. It makes me just want to go jump out and do everything. Do all the things. Because it really does make me feel like the literal only things holding you back is the stuff your ancestors left to you. And you don't have to bear that burden. It's not yours to bear. You can let it go. Once you let that go, everything is going to happen so suddenly. And again, that tower might be the sudden change, the shock, the wait, what? This worked out? I can do all these things and I don't have to carry this burden with me into this new chapter? Like, what does that even feel like? What does that look like? What does that taste like, smell like? I don't understand. It's actually a crumbling of old belief systems, and it's what's been holding you back this whole time. Think of it like a child harness, and you're attached to your parent or your ancestors. It's like they've got you on this leash until you unhook the leash and say, you know what? You're not in control of me and you can't hold me back anymore. I'm going. It's so freaking amazing. All right. Whew. All right. I am going to get into this deck. Just get some further. This is the Untamed Elemental. And we're just going to do the same thing. Just throw a few cards down and see what this ties to. All right. We have the Wind. That's air energy. And then we have Lava for fire energy. We have Snake. And we have Crystal. Okay. So now we have water energy, fire energy, air energy. And crystal would be earth, and snakes live on the earth. So everything's represented here. So I am going to read on these. Let's see. Yeah, and even this book separates everything into the different elements. All right, so I came across crystal first. We'll start there. That is earth energy. This is about self-healing. Crystal is an instrument of transcendence, an iconic talisman of the journey inward. Forged deep in the belly of earth, she emerges clear and brilliant, emanating form and balance through her highly ordered expressions of the infinite. Her sacred geometries hold the planetary codes and cosmic blueprints of universal existence. She responds to your intentions to conserve, direct, transmit, and transmute energy. She is a powerful healing ally. Crystal sends the message that self-healing is underway. You can amplify this process by visualizing your wholeness and aligning with the curative frequencies freely given by Earth. Self-healing is a powerful choice when its visualization is married with intuitive listening and a commitment to self-kindness. Improvement becomes inevitable. If you choose to work with a physical crystal, trust its purity and light to guide you home to yourself. I love that. Did I not say that in the beginning? I so love when cards come out and they correlate. It's beautiful to me. So nothing better. And I just saw 2222. Okay, when this energy is balanced, it has faith in Earth's energies and your ability to heal yourself. When you are imbalanced, you fear the body and fear the earth. And to bring into balance, you could work with crystals, walk steadily on the earth. All right. So that's just, again, amazing. So there are different crystals you can work with. I'm going to pull this one out. This is selenite. This is also the wand right there. And this guy here. These are what I use to cleanse my cards. That's what I stick in the middle. And, these will also cleanse anything. They'll cleanse other crystals. So you could put them next to other crystals. It also will cleanse yourself. Now, what I like to do is to take in my left receiving hand a light crystal, such as selenite. And then in my right giving hand, I put something like obsidian in it. And what you're doing here is creating an energy flow. You're basically saying, and again, you can intuitively say it within yourself, I call in these cleansing light energies and breathe in those. And then as you breathe out, you're transmuting and releasing outward the negative or toxic energies. Okay. And as you sit here with your hands open like this, you're just free flowing the energy. Okay. And you can feel it. You can feel it transmuting within yourself. You can do this during meditation. You can do this any time you want. The other dark one that I like to use with this is labradorite. And what I love about labradorite, let me see if I can get that, is that there it is. Look at that beauty. Oh, man. It's got magic in it. And with labradorite, it is about transformation. Okay, so both are showing me their magic right now. That's what they look like. It's beautiful stuff. And again, same thing. You're calling in this light energy to cleanse whatever you have going on and then transmuting out. Labradorite is one of my favorite stones. I wear it all the time. All the time. Same with rainbow moonstone, my two favorite stones. All right, so that's your little lesson there on energy exchange and how it works. So that's working with crystals, okay? You can also work with crystals here and put them on your chakra points. And they are all located on your body in different places. So I kind of tap into these in each of the readings. This is a giant rose quartz. So again, that is very loving, healing energy. And if you just happen to need something, you can definitely do that. All right, so let's jump into the next card. Let's see what we have here. All right, the next one is lava. That's the one I came across. That's fire energy. So this stands for courage. Volcanoes are portals to the heart of our earth, ablaze with emotional fire. When they erupt, lava pours forth, covering the old and outdated while forging new pathways. Lava scorches everything in her path, a searing field of anger. But when she cools, she forms dynamic new landscapes that are fertilized by nutrient-rich ash. Lava guides you to locate the fiery core within yourself. This period of change and transformation requires courage. It is important to access your internal magma and the deep desire that brought you where you are. You must hold yourself steady while old and unuseful paths and ideas are consumed around you. Once your molten courage cools, the past is simply a prologue and the future transforms into a lush and fertile landscape, waiting for something new to take root and thrive. When they're balanced, they're determined and courageous. Imbalanced, they're averse to experiencing the intensity of fire. To bring into balance, you can have a ceremony and ask nature for inspiration, guidance, and guardianship. All right, so obsidian is volcanic. That's where it came from. So I love obsidian too. It's one of my favorite protective, grounding stones. and it comes in various forms. So it's just such a beautiful stone. And again, it is very earthy, grounding, protecting. Okay. And I also love that tied in with the passion card, because again, you can feel like scared to move forward, or you can use that passionate energy to keep going. And sometimes it's terrifying to be stuck in the in-between and not know what to do. All right, so the next one is snake. The healing spiral. Snake is the fertile union between ebb and flow. She willingly lives life's experiences, then releases them back to the earth when they no longer serve her existence, shedding her skin regularly to release and be born anew. When resting, snake forms a coiled spiral, bringing herself into balance and healing. Sometimes it might feel like you are just going in circles, revisiting old patterns or wounds, and you thought you were healed, but snake indicates that this can be positive. Her body forms circles within circles, a reminder that healing happens in a spiral, and what we thought we left behind must sometimes be revisited for healing to be complete. While snake's spiraling energy might journey towards the stars, her actual body rests against the earth. Snake reminds you to spend time resting your own body on the ground. Close your eyes and receive the earth's frequencies. Stay focused in your vision of wholeness. You are making progress, even if it sometimes appears that you're just going in circles. So I did say that with the moon phases, right? You are whole no matter what phase you're in. And even though it might feel like you're just going in circles over and over again, you really are progressing. It's just a spiral. So when they're balanced, there's patience, forbearance of concrete conclusions, and easy flow. When they're imbalanced, they're frozen, hopeless, a perception of fixed disease. To bring into balance, retune yourself to Earth's biorhythms and allow them to assist you return to wholeness by spending time resting your body on the soft ground. All right. So again, you can also relate that to the salmon's journey. You know, again, there's times to rest, there's times to push harder, and there's times to just flow. So you have to figure out that balance in your life. All right, let's get to the last one, which is wind. And this is actually breath work. Weightless and invisible, wind holds the secrets of all that came before this moment and all that will arise. She is air in its most active form, creating patterns by drawing in and releasing. She brings fresh energy to multidimensional pursuits and helps clear up insoluble problems. Her significance in the body is to serve as an ambassador between physical and spirit realms, sustaining life force in the form of breath. Wind is a reminder of the transformative power of breath work. Whether you resonate with morning breathing meditations or simply commit to bringing more awareness to your breath throughout the day, there is no faster way to transform both your immediate and long-term realities. Just as a strong breeze cleanses the air, breathing with intention helps process emotions, release stuck energy, cleanse blood, reinforce the soul's stabilization, within the body, and tune into a more conscious way of perceiving the world. Though there are both elaborate and simple ways to harness the power of your breath, your intention to connect with this powerful force is what brings about transformation. When they're balanced, habitually enlisting breath to move easily, is easily a word? Okay. Easily. Imbalanced, they're unconsciously holding the breath, blocked emotions, and numbness. To bring into balance, bring regular, simple awareness to your breath. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that because that is very, very true. One of the ways when you get anxious that they say to help calm yourself down is to focus on your breath. Okay, you can look around the room and Find one thing that's this. Find two things that are that. Find three things that are that. Four things, five things. You go all the way up to five things. And that helps bring your focus back here in the now and on whatever is making you anxious, that's taking you out of the now moment. Breathing is a big part of that. So when we're talking about breathing, when we're not focusing on it, we're not thinking about it, we kind of tend to have real short bursts of breath, like kind of like that. But when we are anxious and we need to bring ourselves back to the here and now, our breaths become longer and drawn out. So the way that we can focus on that is, again, let's just take 3 deep breaths in. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, and release. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. In, 1, 2, 3, and release. 1, 2, 3. Just in doing that, you're calming yourself down. It is such a simple thing that requires no drugs, no doctor's visits. You're healing yourself by doing this. And it's a way to bring yourself back to the here and now. So, that is it. I'm going to close this out by getting the Art of War Oracle. Let's just get 1 or 2. We'll see how many want to fly out. All right, that one. And take that one. Okay. All right, so let's start with this one. Sun Tzu said, "What enables the wise sovereign and the good general to strike and conquer and achieve things beyond the reach of ordinary men is foreknowledge." Take the long view. Foreknowledge is an awareness of something before it happens. Such knowledge is very important because it gives us the peace of mind of knowing that the world will not end tomorrow. It is how civilizations went from the horse and cart to the jet airliner in 100 years. Foreknowledge is how we use the promise of tomorrow to change and continue with what we do today. Lovely. All right. Sun Tzu said, "In war, the victorious strategists only seek battle after the victory has been won, whereas he who is destined to defeat first fights and afterwards looks for victory." Expect the best, but prepare for the worst. A positive outlook is great, but it is also important to prepare for problems that might occur along the way. Sometimes you find yourself caught up in a difficult situation. If it's not worth fighting, back out. If it is, prepare well. Come up with a game plan. List your opponent's possible actions and plan your counter moves. When you've done that, you'll be bulletproof. All right. I love it. So, I just love how all of this ties in. So again, going back to the salmon and the journey. You know you're going to succeed. Okay? You will be victorious. But know that there are obstacles along the way. It's not just going to be easy from A to B or A to Z, if you want to go there. There's going to be a lot of stops along the way. There's going to be lessons along the way. And sometimes these lessons, again, might feel like they're coming back over and over again. It's not that you haven't learned the lesson or that you're not good enough to learn the lesson or whatever the situation that you think in your mind. It's that sometimes lessons require deeper understanding or deeper healing. Okay? So again, if some of these old conditionings are going back generations, deeper healing might be at hand. All right? So expect the best, but prepare for the worst. We definitely don't want you getting eaten by bears along the way. And we don't want you to feel stuck and stagnant and alone in the comfort of your mama's pouch. All right. Anyways, that is your message for today. This is beautiful. I am so glad you came here to join me on this, and I feel that this was very beneficial, at least for me. I am going through this myself. So all of us could use this. It is insightful. It is beautiful. And again, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your time and energy exchange. Make sure you fill your own cup up before you fill up someone else's. Go within so you never go without. And keep in mind that I'm a beacon of light here to help guide you through the darkness. Take care, everyone. Have fun on your journey. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.